Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Monday, October 7, 2024, a little after 3:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll be having a time for change call this Wednesday night, a little after 9:15 p.m. Eastern. We're going to talk about these storms and exactly what's transpiring. Everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match that frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. If you can be, it can be no other way. This is not philosophy. This is truth. Albert Einstein. And this universe is more intelligent than the mind can comprehend. There are many hidden dimensions to everything and everyone within it. Infinitely mysterious field of conscious, intelligent energy. And this divine harmonic matrix is vibrating with life all around us. It is inside us and is constantly connecting with our every breath, thought, emotion, and heartbeat. All you got to do is look around you. Everything is constantly exploding. Every time, everywhere, every microsecond. Orgasm, a wild, unabandoned creativity. Flowers blossoming. I mean, it's phenomenal. If you observe nature long enough, you'll see everything is always changing, including, we're talking about your body, you. It's said that we cannot step into the same river twice. And if you've ever gone back, I think we've all done it once or twice in this lifetime. And you go back and you see, a place, maybe I'll go back there. It's been 20, 30 years. And you go back there and it's just nowhere near what you thought it was going to be from the first time you experienced it. That's why I say we're all like snowflakes. If you take a microscope and look into the DNA inside every cell in your body, you see that they all contain a sacred imprint that is unique to you. And each quantum particle of your DNA is this wild and uncharted, magnificent, intelligent mystery within it. And this mysterious intelligence is embedded within the foundation of your blood, bones, and brain. You cannot escape from it, no matter how hard you try. What's interesting is that the mind tends to take for granted this sacred mystery every day. The mind has this tendency to create habits, fall into these little comfort zones of thought, safe emotional thought patterns. It finds ideas which label life, placing ourselves and others into tiny, compartmentalized little thought boxes so we can feel more secure, self-assured, somewhat organized, standing in the face of this wild, uncharted, infinite mystery that's surrounding us in all directions. The moment we put anything in this divine existence into a thought box, we forget all about enjoying a state of devotion and worship to the divine mystery. The instant we forget about the great mystery of life, we initiate the suffering process. Every experience of this life thereafter becomes a challenge as we live from the head and not from the heart. The mind is a master at continuously getting lost and believing all its inner thought structures are real. And when our intellect holds tight onto fixed beliefs, it thinks life will feel more manageable, giving the illusion of control and the sensation that we are becoming wiser. Yet, this hard-coded know-it-all mindset demolishes our childlike curiosity and abolishes any form of reverence for this deeply sacred divine mystery. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. One cannot help but be in awe when he contemplates the mysteries of eternity, of life, of the marvelous structure of reality. It is enough if one tries merely to comprehend a little of this mystery every day. Never lose a holy curiosity. Albert Einstein. What is one of the greatest mysteries on this planet? It's the human psyche. The human psyche is the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. This is when you begin to really comprehend the human psyche is the accumulation of other people's thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions that we've adopted and inherited as our own. All these beliefs form the entire experience of ourselves, other people, this world, and our entire reality. The way we think, how we think, why we think this way and not that way, is the core network of our psyche, and makes us believe more like predictable machines than alive cosmic organisms. The human psyche, however, does have a magical side to it, and that whatever we accept as the truth becomes what we actually manifest physically into our lives. This may be one of the most awesome mysteries mankind has to explore. Our foundational belief structure is so powerful, pervasive, and penetrating that it always manifests itself in every single possible outcome and experience we have. This universe always supports whatever you believe. When deep down you believe you are not a lovable person, right? A lovable being, this universe will constantly manifest for you the most challenging people, negative situations, and experiences that support this belief inside. Now, when you truly believe you are lovable, this universe will slather your life with sweet, loving beings devoted to caring about you, honoring you, caring for your needs in the most intimate, vulnerable ways. The intelligent, universal energy simply follows thought. Whatever you believe about you is where the energy flows and manifests into the entire show all around you. In this highly technological age, people these days tend to believe science easier than religion. When you can prove God is real in a lab, then it must be true, right? What's fascinating about this time frame in our lives is that the quantum physicist, and one thing we must understand is that physics on this planet are completely wrong. But the quantum physicists of this world have ventured so deep into particles that they have had to merge their scientific understanding with their spiritual. You know why? Because at one time, science and spirituality were one. Just like at one time, astronomy and astrology were one. Interesting, isn't it? So we know, pretty simple, is that it doesn't matter if you're a quantum quark or an orm. It's what you're looking at is all one existence. all one. All of us are one existence. And that one existence is experiencing different things. Now, if you look at these bodies have trillions of cells, but each cell is experiencing something different. Gets a little mind-boggling because the mind's so small of a container, it goes way over the mind. But when you begin to go beyond the mind and the pure consciousness, then you begin to comprehend what this all means. So we're all different aspects of the one, reflecting one another, right? And each of us are different parts of each other. And collectively, we form the collective consciousness of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. And that one collective consciousness deems certain things. It's like the elimination of pure evil from this planet. The collective consciousness deems that it is time for pure evil to leave this planet. So guess what? Pure evil will leave this planet. When you focus in meditation, where you relax into your body, you get in a comfortable position, no outside interruption. If there is outside noise, put earplugs in and an eye mask. And you get into a comfortable position, you relax into the body, you're as still as a statue, and you focus on your breath rising and falling. This leaves the mind and ego alone because it doesn't exist in the now. You're in the now at this point. And why do you think we're doing an internal spiritual quest or search to discover who and what we are in these bodies? Once we do discover that, then we begin to master the ego mind, the thoughts, and then we realize that we're part of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, forever. That we can, at will, randomly, plug into it in any sector, in any existence, anywhere, any time, any place. This is all the knowledge, everything, all of it, from all species, everywhere. From a leaf on a tree to a blade of grass, everywhere. We all have that. We all have that to be able to plug into that. We just don't know how. So different than asking a 9-year-old to drive a car, right? They're not going to have any clue, right? We wouldn't have. It's just like we don't have any clue on who and what we are. And the only way to find that out and to begin this mastering is through meditation. There is no other way. And believe you me, throughout the ages, many different avenues have been performed to go around meditation, but it's meditation. In meditation, we leave the mind alone. Permanently in meditation. We don't visit the mind, we don't visit the ego. We're in complete still meditation. And all we really do have, any of us will ever have, is the now. We do not have yesterday, and we do not have tomorrow. And we don't know if we're going to see tomorrow. None of us do. It doesn't matter if you're 5, 6 years old or 150. It doesn't make any difference. We don't know. Now you can see why so many of us suffer, so many of us worry, so many of us stress, fear, with anxiety and depression. Because why? because we're always in yesterday or tomorrow. That's where we abide. But the crazy thing is that we don't know that. We don't know that we're in yesterday and tomorrow. To us, it's automatic. This is how we operate and have for lifetimes. Now, if you were to have a conversation with somebody and you said to them, do you know why we suffer? Wouldn't it be interesting to hear what their response would be? And then you would chime in and say the reason we suffer is because we spend most of our time in yesterday and tomorrow. And then yesterday and tomorrow is where the illusion of the ego mind exists, which then masters us and guides us and directs us. And this is why we feel insecure at times. This is why we feel frightened and fearful at times. This is why we feel overwhelmed at times. Because of that. It's that director's chair that the ego mind sits in. But then when you begin to comprehend that, wait a minute, what happens when I go into meditation and I get myself in a comfortable position and I'm as still as a statue and I focus on my breath rising and falling, then that means I leave the mind and ego alone. And the noise, the mind chatter's not there. And all the worry, stress, and fear, and anxiety, and all the rest of that stuff that the ego mind generates is not there. Isn't it kind of strange that we do not gravitate there as much as we can? Well, it's like the story of the old dog laying on the nail next to the guy in the chair on the porch. Doesn't know well enough to get off the nail. And that's like this civilization. Doesn't know well enough to get off the nail. And so the nail continues to cause it pain, sorrow, anguish, but it's used to the nail. This civilization is used to the nail. They're used to suffering. Okay? That's like, this is how it is. And in truth, it isn't how it is. We can choose any time we want to shift gears and change directions. Why would we want to endlessly suffer? And I'm not talking about, huge and that type, but everyday things, where we get disappointed because we create attachments and expectations to outcomes. See? And when those things don't happen, we become frustrated, disappointed, hurt, dejected, all those things. But the way this was designed, okay, and it's really interesting because everything has been turned around on us. We are manifesting machines, right? So that means that all we do is we go into a meditative state and we ask the universe, we say, this is what I want, one thing at a time, and you give it to the universe, and you have no doubt, and you have total faith and confidence in yourself and the universe. So what happens? Then you manifest. It comes to you. You don't go to it. It comes to you. See, in yesterday and tomorrow, you can look as far as observing or watching without judging. You can see the rat race. And you can see how many are sucked into this ego mind drive where they are constantly pursuing, gripping, grabbing, wanting, having more and more and more. It's And it doesn't ever subside. It's never enough. And just about everybody on this planet does it 24/7. And that's living in yesterday and tomorrow. But we are highly supreme, omnipotently powerful beings that never die. Doesn't it make sense? Okay. Now, the rest of it doesn't make sense. That we've all lived in, lifetime after lifetime. Doesn't really make sense. I am an omnipotently supreme, powerful being that never dies. I am a manifesting machine. I'm a master manifester. Why would I want to live in yesterday and tomorrow? I wouldn't. Because I can manifest anything I choose. In the moment, in the now. You ever picture, like, let's say that you manifest something, right? And you thought you wanted it. Yeah, you did. You said, oh, yeah, I could really use this. And you manifest it, and you go, you know what? I thought I was going to use this, but I really don't need it. So you demanifest it. You reverse it. He says, I don't need this. Thank you very much, universe. Or you give it to someone else who does need it. It's just like on the broad range replicator technology. You manifest, you replicate something, right? Because it's something that you feel you're going to use or need. And then, within a few seconds, you have it, and you start going, I really don't need this. Thought I did. So you could take it, put it back on a broad range replicator, and de-atomize it. So you wouldn't have any clutter at all, ever. This is the same as us manifesting what we want, but knowing what we want before we manifest it. Many of us, we think we do. We don't go into detail. We just kind of say, I want this. That it doesn't mean that some things that we manifest, we want. We wanted them. Thank you very much. But we are so omnipotently powerful in these bodies, it is just crazy that we suffer in yesterday and tomorrow. Isn't it? And all it's really about is you don't have, like a manual to tell you or some direction to guide you there. And so you just kind of bump around lifetime after lifetime, and maybe one lifetime you'll wake up and get it. But see, when you begin to comprehend the fact that those of us who become aware that we're gods in these bodies, pure consciousness, and that we never die, we begin to teach others the same thing. Now, ideally, you would teach a young child about who and what they are. This is where the beginning programming is. Huge, huge impact. So you would have those that knew who and what they are, okay, and operated from the heart-mind, who would teach the children who and what they are to operate from the heart-mind. This is how the cycle is broken on this planet. This is the only way it will be broken. Those who are aware, who discover who and what they are and embrace that fully and reside in the heart mind instead of the ego mind, what happens? They begin to master the ego mind and their thoughts. It's huge, huge. But you can see a major shift there. After all, we're here to help each other, right? We're not here to harm each other, cast aspersions at each other. We're here to help each other and love each other. Most importantly, love ourselves. Now, when you look at this from a watcher or observer standpoint, it begins to make a lot of sense. We were never designed to chase things, pull and grip and press and yank throughout life. Because here's the interesting part. We are life. God is life. Doesn't it make... Now, we learn. Of course we learn, because we keep creating things in our lifetime. Some things that will challenge us, some things that are easy peasy breezy, some things that are in between. We always experience. And as we do this, we become more and more with embracing heart mind instead of ego mind. And we watch ego mind. We don't judge it, but we see how it operates. And then we know how to identify ego mind thoughts and other people's thoughts that you believe are your thoughts. See, when you master your thoughts, that's a huge leap. Because then you direct your thoughts in the direction you want them to go. You direct your thoughts with the universe. You'll manifest whatever you want at will, anytime. Period. It's like, okay, it's very true, but the mind goes, oh, no, that's not possible. But it's like these crazy storms, right? You can focus in meditation to disperse that storm. Here's the kicker, though. 99.999% of us don't believe that. See? Because we've been programmed to believe that we're small, insignificant, powerless, weak. See? Generation after generation. And what's happened with that is what we have right now. We doubt ourselves. We question ourselves. We worry, stress, fear about ourselves. And we don't know the whole time, we're actually creating every single minuscule crumb of it all along the way. And one might say, oh, no, it's out there. Some out there doing it, not me. I didn't do this. But you did. And again, one says to themselves, well, how the heck am I supposed to diffuse that huge storm like that? Well, you're God and your life, right? And everything is energy. So it doesn't matter. There's no separation. So if you're part of that storm, what does the storm represent? Stress, anxiety, fear, worry, anger, all that stuff. which is ego mind. What is the heart mind? Well, the heart is the quietness in the center, the eye of the storm. That's the heart mind. And then you understand all life, atmosphere, all the energies. You have hot and cold, right? And then you become aware that warm can be dispelled with cold. Frigid air coming down. Now remember, your life, your God. Omnipotently supreme, powerful being that never dies. Master manifester. Not a doubt, not a shadow of doubt. 100% faith, trust, and confidence in yourself and this universe. See, because if you have even a grain of sand of doubt, you'll negate it. And you take and you say, okay, so I'm part of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Nothing escapes you. You're part of it all. You're the golden drop that holds the essence of the golden ocean. When you drop into the ocean, you become the ocean. It's not like you're lost, but the drop of the golden ocean becomes the ocean once you drop into the ocean. You hold the essence of that ocean. Doesn't it make sense? You hold the essence of all storms. Everything. All of it. And you can dispel it. Once you know that, and once you practice embracing that, remember, it isn't ego mind, it's heart mind. You can eliminate the storm, just as you would do with the storm that goes on within you, that creates the storm outside of you. That's how it works. And what holds us back? The only thing that holds us back is that we don't know. We don't know. So we're constantly kibitzing with ego mind. And we aren't sure what in the heck is the heart mind. Then you begin to, like in a meditation, you're relaxing into your body. It's the only way to relax the body. You're relaxing into your body. You have no outside interference. You're still as a statue. And all you're doing is focusing on your breath rising and falling. The space between heartbeats. The moment. This is where you're balanced. This is where all ego mind is washed out. All wanting, all needing, all anxiety, fear, stressing is wiped away. Doesn't exist there in the now. This is where we are the most powerful, is in the now. Once we allow the ego mind to contain us and direct us, then we suffer. Needlessly. Every day. One way, shape, form, or another. And we all have this power. We are the power. And we're master creators. It's like wherever there's good, there's bad. Wherever there's bad, there's good. So if you look at a storm, whether it's the one inside you or the one out on the water, not much difference. You bring the good in, you bring the super cold air down in through the center of the quiet part of the storm, and then you spread it into the storm. And the storm is no more. Don't even try to go there with the ego mind because it's too small. It will never comprehend that. You embrace it with the heart mind and your pure consciousness. Do you realize that as powerful as we are, you could just be walking along, right? And you could say, wow, it's really dry. Everything could use some moisture. And then you focus in a meditative state and you create moisture. So it rains. Don't need a torrential downpour. Just need a nice soaking rain for about 4 or 5 days to quench the thirst of the land and the plants and the animals and everything. See, this planet was originally designed to entertain us gods, and it was a God planet paradise. Makes sense, right? And we've been babes in the woods way too long. And then this is why you're seeing everything that you're seeing, is because there's a lot of waking up going on and the beginnings of embracing the heart mind and the God that you are within the body. We haven't even begun to express ourselves through the heart mind. In this quiet time, in this meditation, focus on that. Focus on what you want to be surrounded by. Because we're getting closer and closer to the door that you will open up and walk into the God planet paradise, New Earth. What do you want in New Earth? What do you want in the God planet paradise? How do you see it for yourself? Not anybody else. How do you see it for yourself? How do you embrace it? What does it feel like through your heart mind? I'll join you in a meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy and slow breath in through the nose. Easy and slow breath out from the mouth. Remain still as a statue. Focus on your breath rising and falling and relax into the body. Be as flamboyant, carefree, and totally outrageous as you can bear. Be wild with all of your being, sending your freeing energy far out to the world. Toss your worries, inhibitions, fears right out the window. True liberation is allowing for endless freedom. Let's have a really fun and glorious heart-opening day. Your heart is the most magical freedom festival of them all. It is noticeable by everyone. Take this with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night, following morning. We'll return here Tuesday, October 8th, 2024. Till after 3:15 p.m. Eastern, continue our global guided meditation call. Gentle, kind, generous, and humble with yourself at all times. Being the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of purest purest. Eternal gratitude at all times. No matter what's going on within or outside, in your heart, allow the magic flow in